Hello again. You are listening to Just One Question, and this is Neelakshi Sengupta, your host. Now tell me, what do you get when you combine a gold medalist architect and an actress par excellence? Yes, we have in our next guest one who designs for her day job and performs on stage for her evening one. May I present to you all the immensely talented artist, ANUBHA FATEHPURIA. Hey Anubha, it's going to be very exciting chatting with you. When and how did you get interested in acting and theatre? That's the first question I want to ask you. Tell us all, please.
Actually, theatre just happened to me. I was trained in classical dance and classical music and fine arts all my throughout my childhood along with studies, and sort of my parents and my family never gave it like an extracurricular status. It was always given the status of equal to studies. So it was really a way of life. Going to watch theatre, going to watch performances, it was all just a way of life for us, and we were just brought up like that. There were things one just did, that was life. And after one of my dance performances, I was offered a play, and this was way back in 1995. So yeah, I took it up and I started doing it, and I think I enjoyed myself so much while doing the play that it was really one of those moments on stage at that time where I knew that okay, this I have to do. And being trained in various performing arts, by then I think it was all just sort of like a culmination is what I felt when I was doing that play on stage that time. And then I went off to study architecture, and that was a Hindi play. It was Badal Sarkar's Pagla Ghoda in Hindi, which was directed by Shiv Kumar Jhunjhunwala, Calcutta.
That's very interesting. Tell me more, please.
And then I went off to do my architecture, and yeah, but then this thing inside me just was gnawing at me, and I had to come back. I had the option of going elsewhere and practicing architecture, but in any other city, it would have been far more difficult to continue doing arts, continue to pursue the performing arts and do architecture. So I thought, no, Calcutta was, a place where I had my base, and it would have been easier for me to do both architecture and be with the performing arts over here. So I got back, and then yeah, it was just really doing theatre, and it was not with the idea that okay, theatre is something that I want to pursue as a parallel profession. But now when I look back, somewhere along the line, it almost became like a second profession.
Uh-huh.
So when people sort of ask these questions that are you an amateur theatre person, is it a professional theatre group, keeping the topic of funds aside, because that's the same largely for most theatre people in the country, but the whole the attitude towards it, the space which it has in one's life is a profession. So I like to say that it's a parallel profession, and I like to say that I'm doing architecture like 10 to 6 and theatre 6 to 10. So it's like that.
I love that thought. But shall we go back a little to your training in dance and art? Tell us a little about that, please.
So I was trained in Kalamandalam, Calcutta, over here for as long as I can remember. And I did Bharatanatyam there. I did a short training in Manipuri with Preeti Patel and with Miss Thangamani Kutti at the Kalamandalam. And then I've had some workshop trainings in forms like Kalaripaitu and Thangta, and basically workshop based trainings. But there has been extensive training in Bharatanatyam. So that's about the dance.
That's serious amount of training, Anubha. Amazing. Then there was painting also you were talking about, right?
I have learned painting, and at that time we used to call it painting. One was a child and one used to, know that one was going for painting classes. So yeah, there is this artist from Calcutta, Mr. Arup Das, who taught me for some years, and so it was more about, at that time I think it was more about the orientation, like the overall orientation, that a child's entire mind is oriented and groomed with appreciating, understanding, and not understanding in just sort of watching, but also understanding in doing it yourself. So yeah, that's the training I had, and it was throughout school, so I think it must have been a good like 8 to 10 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh wow, what a well-rounded training you have had in both visual and performing arts, Anubha. This must have helped you so much in both your professions. Very, very interesting indeed. And now I'm curious to know how you may have used these early experiences throughout your life. We'll be back soon with many more questions. Till then. This is Neelakshi Sengupta taking your leave from Just One Question. Wait for more ahead.